What is going on, everyone? I am back on the Yamaha 250. I finally got some parts in that I needed off camera. I did install this oil pump. I had to get the seals in and all that stuff like that. So the next step on this motor, after putting the oil pump in, is going to be putting the cover back on. Pretty straightforward. New Yamaha gasket cover, some bolts which are there, some engine oil, and we're just gonna put this back together and follow the torque sequence on this. There's two stages torque sequence on this, so we'll get that knocked out real quick. All right, Yamaha was kind enough to put the torque sequence on the cover itself, so it's very nice of them. So first round of torque is going to be 14 Newton meters. So we're going to set the torque wrench to that. Round one, here we go. Second round, 28 Newton meters coming up. Okay, that was it for that part. Now we're going to move on to installing the oil filter housing. All right, new gasket. Figure out how this thing goes. Yep. All right, so we've got everything back on, at least the bottom cover and the oil pump, oil filter bracket, whatnot. So now we're gonna put the cooling water passage on this guy. That is going to require a new gasket and some thread sealant. So all I have on hand is high temperature stuff, but that should work. So here we go with that. All right, so we're about ready to put the cylinder heads on. Finally, I'm still waiting for one more shim to come in. Before we do that, we'll make sure we're gonna clean everything up, put some new oil down the cylinder walls, and install these grommets back to where they need to go. These are new ones. Obviously, they came with the kit. Go like that, and they look like that when they're done. All right, I think I got everything I need to get the head on. I'm gonna start with the starboard side first. I've cleaned everything off, got the grommet installed. I think this is the last thing I need to do. What we're gonna do is make this a little easier on ourselves. Tilt this way. That way I can set the head on and it's not so difficult to move around. Got my dowel pins in, cylinder head, gasket only goes really one way, so. Okay, so we got the head on, got the bolts ran down. So this torque sequence is in not 2, 3, 4, but 6 stages. And I'll show you, according to the manual, because we're just gonna start with the starboard side head. We're gonna tighten it to 23 Newton meters, 45 Newton meters, and then loosen everything completely and do it over again. And then on the 6th one, we'll do 90 degrees. And then the M8 bolts, which are these 3, get torqued 14 Newton meters and then again to 28 Newton meters. But we got to do the large bolts first, all 6 stages, and then do the 3 after that. So 9, 10, and 11 are done after 1 through 8. According to this, as it says, tighten the M8 bolts to the specified torque in 6 stages first, then tighten the M8 bolts to the specified torques in 2 stages. So I am going to take them up on this and put a mark on the bolt for my 90 degree mark, because the last time I did this with the rod bolts, I kind of screwed up and I had to go back and redo it. So, all right, we're going to get we're gonna get going on this, so here we go. I literally went on eBay and bought a T55 Torx from a Snap-on one, specifically for this very job. So obviously always nicely constructed. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So go up to 45 Newton meters. All right, so now we're gonna loosen them all back up. All right, we'll do it one more time. Same thing, 23, 45, but then we add 90 degrees. Snug down first. All right, 90 degrees. Okay, so pretty much got this starboard side cylinder head on, and I'm going to do the same thing to the port side. I'm just going to time lapse that 'cause it's the exact same process. One thing I did want to point out that I had struggles with was these cylinder head anodes that go in here. These guys. So according to the website boats.net, those were not available, so I had to find something that worked, and I want to get the assembly because the anode themselves, the anode itself was actually available, but the bracket was not. But I found these, and that's the part number 4, and they seem to work just fine. The same size, everything. So, like I said before, I'm just going to set you up on a time lapse with this side, and we're going to get that cylinder head put on so we can keep on moving on. Okay, so we are going to start putting the cams in, and from how I tore this apart until what the book is saying is slightly different. And I'll give you an example. Up here, where the main cap is, or the cam cap is, the main one, it's actually telling me to put a 3-bond here in these areas. So originally when I pulled this off, that was not on there. So it must be something that they updated a while back. So we're just gonna continue on and follow the manual, and I'll try to do the best I can at explaining everything as I go along. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is put some Permatech Ultra Slick on all the cam areas. The book does call for some assembly grease on the lobes. I'll have to go get some as I don't have any. But I am gonna put this on cam lobes, or where the cam rides on the head. Both these seals are the same, so I'm just gonna put some engine oil on this one. And get our exhaust. Our intake cam, we'll do that one first. Wait a minute. This does not take much. Certainly not going to put a lot on. Now I have noticed that this is one of the biggest differences between the 250 or 225 and the 350 or 250 Yamahas, is that the cam setup is a lot different. Now I'm not putting these in random spots. I am putting them where they go, because they go 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is number 5. And they all go that way as far as the number and the letter. So this will be 8S, and that one will go actually right here. This will be 7S. All right, so finally I got the last shim, this 2.70 shim in that I ordered, and I can finally finish putting the rest of this back together, and I'm super excited about it. So I'm gonna just go ahead and do this. One other thing I did was I put a down payment on a parts engine that I really wish I would have found before I started doing any of this. So if you're doing this and you can find a parts engine that's in decent shape and relatively about $100 what you lets you pay for that cylinder head, I would do that, because I kind of shot myself in the foot by not looking a little harder. But oh well. But I did go out to that said engine, and they got to dig it out of there wherever it's at. And then I got this water jacket that mine was pretty bad, and I'll show you mine, the original one that I had, because I got it over here in my scrap bin, or my pile here. The weed eater's not scrap, but this thing is really corroded on the inside, and you can see where there's light that's not supposed to be light. So to the scrapyard that goes, and that's probably gonna go with it. Not quite sure what I've decided to do with that yet. I kind of want to put it on eBay to see if someone might want it. I don't know. But one other thing I did screw up was my apron, and I washed it with a bunch of red rags that I probably should have known the colors were going to run. Whatever. It still functions, but whatever. So I'm going to set you guys up. We're going to put this cam back in. We're going to get everything lubed up. Put the valve cover back on, put the sprocket back on, and then if I got some time more, I'm gonna get this thing off the stand and put it here, so I can start putting the rest of it back together how it's supposed to be oriented versus how it is now. So here we go. We got it all back together, as you can see. Went together relatively easy. Pretty much gonna wait to put this thing on the table until tomorrow, so the sealant, this case bond, can have some little time to dry up. Really not in a big hurry for it right now, because I need that parts motor to come in so I can get some other parts like the pulleys that are supposed to go here, because mine was bad, or at least one of them was bad. So that's going to be it for this video. Next video is going to be me going to assemble everything around it, like all the timing belt, the stator, the flywheel, all that stuff is going to be just the outer stuff, and then we're going to put it back on the unit and fire it up, and hope for the best. I think it'll be all right. So Hey, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, those who have, and if you haven't already, please do it, because it really helps the channel out. I'm not trying to make money on this, or I'm trying to get sponsored. I'm sharing with, all I'm doing is sharing what I'm doing at home. So thanks for watching. See ya.